Greetings to all. I am Ramakrishna. Today I am presenting the introduction to advertising and media management. So, Unit 1 learning objectives are concept of public relations, working definitions, nature and scope of public relations, significance and public relations to business. Now we start with the definition of public relations. According to Philip Kotler and Gary Armstrong, public relation means building good relation with the company's various publics by obtaining favorable publicity, building up a good corporate image, and handling or heading off unfavorable rumors, stories, and events. In simple words, public relations means to reach your products or your brand towards the market, and you have to obtain a favorable publicity, and you can capture the more market share as well as you can get attention of the customers. It develops your or it builds a corporate image, and we can easily handle unfavorable rumors or stories, whatever the events we have already done previously, that we can easily manage with the public relations. If you maintain a proper public relations, it is very easy to build up your corporate image, and we can easily get an attention from the prospective customers, as well as we can give more value to the loyal customers, because the loyal customers are maintaining a good relationship with you, and even you want to, or you are required to maintain a good relationship with the society also. Next, what is the objective of public relations? Why we study the public relation? The main objective is to maintain a positive reputation of the brand. Positive reputation of our brand. We know very well, every market is created by a brand, and your brand is a positive vibration, and it gives a good reputation to your products, and as well as your brand. You can take the best examples of brands like Tata, Wipro, or Infosys, so IBM. So we have reputed brands, and these brands which maintain a longer strategic relationship with the public and the society, so that they can easily handle the prospective customers, and they turn the prospective customers to customers, and they can easily get the partners, investors, and they can improve the employees' lifestyles, and they can satisfy the stakeholders, and all which leads to a positive image in the corporate level, and the brand makes it seems to be honest, successful, important, and very relevant to the public, so that we can easily fulfill our objective with public relations. The main importance of the public relation is to build a good corporate image, as well as to create a positive reputation among our competitive brands. That is the ultimate objective of our public relations. Next one is types of public relations. We start with media relations. Media relations. We know very well. Today, the most of the business which done by the media relationships, because they positively coverage our advertisements, or they will tell stories about your brand or your company or its products, so that they can easily develop the content for your product, and they can easily manage or else easily attract, or they keep your stakeholders with you, so that stakeholder relationship is good, and you can usually use the social media management with media relations, so that we have a digital platform today to manage the things to different medias, and we can easily gain the public publicity, and we can easily get it is at a very low price, so that we can easily spare the publicity aspect, and we can easily replace expensive ad campaigns with good media relationships, because most of the media, they always search for the good news, and it may be social aspect, or it may be useful for the society, so that they can easily campaign your products with lower cost, and we can easily nurture, and we can easily get attention of your customers and from public. So that is the main importance of media relations today, which is one type of public relation. Second one is investors relations. Why we maintain investor relationship? Because they market perspectives which are mainly depend on the investors, especially for small businesses, and they provide the accurate information about your company and your products, and the competitors also, and they always work for success and growth of the company, because if your company is good, they will become the good, so that it may be an useful for your growth and future of your business. And we have also to enable the company, and it's achieve the optimum share price that reflects the fundamental value of the company, so that the investor will be very happy, and they are always representing the companies, and your company has to represent your investors to get more investments from the public as well as in corporate societies, and they're providing the financial information for the investors, so that you can give the accurate information at time to time, so that the investors will be very happy, and you should provide non-financial data to support company valuations, to support company valuations, so that it is very easy by the investors to evaluate about our company, and observing the rules of securities commissions and stock exchanges. They always observe these securities and stock exchanges, and they are non-aggressive sales promotion, or simply we call it is closing, and building receptive capital markets for future financing at favorable terms and conditions, so that if your relations are good, the stakeholder, they build good relations to you, and in future they are financing at affordable or else the favorable terms to your company, or else your board of directors or your managing director. That depends on how you are maintaining relationship with the investor. So this is another important thing. So next one is government relations. We know very well an effective government relation plans can definitely help to build relationships and foster advocacy opportunities about our company, and then we can easily manage the things at a workplace. And first of all, it is very critical to decipher what the disciplines of government communication actually involves, and then the corridor of the government can prove to imposing or confusing. Sometimes it may be confusing or even intimidating to understand and navigate. This may be true for not only many PR professionals or PR bodies of your organization, but ordinary people too. Shit. So the government relations are good for your company, and anticipating and interpreting public opinion, and then we can easily setting objectives and plans to convey a particular message to the government as well as the public, and then these are very helpful for your business growth when the government has given a good relationship with you, and if you are maintaining a good relations, like if you are properly maintaining IT records or else auditing reports, and then if you follow the all the government rules and regulations, and if you are maintaining good relationship with the current government and the politicians, so that it may be very easy for your business growth. Next concept is community relations. In community relations, the companies are using for gaining and maintaining public consent, and in most of the cases, for example, if you take the producers or such sports gear should think about adopting a school, and they're contributing to the school sports department, so that the football team can use that gear, and then they can get the people, most of the people or most of the students, they may buy those products. It should be a PR tactic played by the company, so that your brand should goes to the public, and then it may reach the more people, so that if you are giving it a free of cost. So it is for the reason that company uses these PR tactics, so that we can catch the more eyes of the public, those who are potential customers. So communities may also appreciate the fact that they can rely on corporations to assist in community development programs, and the community was there before the business, and sees it only fair to reap some of the benefits to the customers as well as the society. So here the underlying principle of community relation is that when a company accepts its civic responsibility and it takes an active interest in the well-being of its community, so that it gains a number of long-term benefits in terms of community support, loyalty, and the fostering of goodwill. Thus, in turn, will help to raise awareness of the company's products or services. It may be more useful for, you can get more competitive advantage, and you can capture them more. The next one is internal relations. In internal relations, we know very well a company will not be successful on the external market if it has not first taken good care about their internal markets, especially the employees. Internal service quality affects the job satisfaction, ultimately customer satisfaction. There is an empirical evidences for the existence of a positive relationship between the satisfaction and loyalty of boundary spanning employees and that of the customers. So however, internal relationship marketing or internal relationships uh, should extend to all the employees, not only to those who are in contact with the external customers. It is in the company's interest to reduce both the customer and employee turnover by a relationship marketing. So high satisfaction, commitment, and perceived benefits are important for both customers and employee loyalty. In simple words, relationship marketing is to identify and establish, maintain, and enhance the relationship with customers and other stakeholders at a profit, so that the objectives of all parties involved are met. This is very important in the internal aspects of any business. Next one is customer relations. We know very well customer is the king of any organization. Every organization, they want to satisfy their customers, because customer relation is the process and manner by which a business develops, establishes, and maintains the relationship with its customers. Because all the businesses rise and fall through the support of their customer bases. That is the reason today the most of the companies, they are customer centric, and consequently it is absolutely essential that you develop effective customer relationships. In most of the companies, they follow the five golden rules of customer services, especially for those who are attracting the more. And what is the first one is the customer service is everyone's job. Every contact with your client is important. Second rule is ask questions and listen to the answers. You every time ask the questions and you listen the answers given by our customer, so that you will get the proper relationship. You will get a good relationship with the customer, as well as the customer also feel that the company think about the customers. Next one is promise only what you can deliver, and then only deliver. So you don't go for over promising, because if you are giving over promising and if you are unable to satisfy, it may become a bad relationship, so that the customer will not trust in future. Know how to apologize if any problem occurs. You know how to apologize your customer. Don't take it as a shy, and then you simply say apologize, so that the customer dissatisfaction will decrease. Next one is treat employees well, and the employees are directly related with the customer aspect, so that you treat your employees well. So that if you are not treating well your employees, so that that impact on customer relationship. That is the fifth rule. So these five rules are called as the five golden rules of customer. Last one is marketing communication. We know very well what is communication. Communication is the flow of information from one person to another person. But whereas in marketing communication, the communication between your company to the all the prospective customers or else the customers or it's for society. That is the reason today the company has to use different communication types, especially they use the media through campaigning their products, or they want to build their corporate image through the marketing communication. Today they are using more public relations, they are using the publicity campaigns, they use the different community forums, customer community forums, etc. These are all meant for to maintaining a good relationship with the customers. And most of the companies they use the communicating for about to aware the customers, to educate the customers, to attract the customer, and they want to touch the customers touch points to attract and buy their products. That is the major purpose of marketing communication. While in communication we have majorly five communication types. That is one advertisement, second one is public relations or publicity, third one is direct marketing, next one is sales promotion, and fifth one is personal selling. So these are all included in marketing communication. Whereas in every company, they want to go for more maximum. They go for the public relations because it is very less expensive and it is very quick, and customers will trust the public relations today. So most of the companies they are practicing it, and then whatever the relationship with the media, investor, government, community, internal relations like employees and the customers, and whatever the channel or whatever the communication media you use, these are all improving your corporate image, and it builds your brand image, and you can attract more prospective customers to obtain more market share. So these are all types of public relations.